When did you first lease the house from Miss Akins?
I leased from Miss Akins September 29th of 2022.
And what was the rent you were paying?
$87.
A month?
Yes, ma'am.
So that means you were receiving Section 8 housing, they were paying the rest?
Yes, ma'am.
And how much rent were you receiving?
A total of $750.
What does your son do?
My son works at a Steak and Shake restaurant in our hometown.
And your daughter?
She works also.
At what?
Clothing store.
And you?
Steak and Shake also.
So you have 3 full-time employed people living in your house?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you qualify for Section 8 housing?
Well, everybody at the same time just started working at the home. I no longer receive Section 8 at this time.
Well, I know that you don't, because you say that you don't, and that's part of your complaint against her, that because of the fact that she filed all these eviction notices against you, you lost your Section 8 housing. That's what you say in your complaint.
I let it go.
Well, I just want to know how you were getting it in the first place.
Yeah, I didn't have employment when I started receiving it.
So it wasn't because of her that you lost your Section 8 housing. It was because there were 3 employed adults.
No.
So it wasn't because of her.
It was because of her.
Impossible. That's impossible.
Okay.
All 3 of you were working when you lost your Section 8 housing.
Yeah.
Then with 3 adults working, the government shouldn't be paying $750 or $700 for your rent, and you were only paying $87.
Well, it ended up changing from $750. Well, from my $87, I ended up paying $350. When my income went up, I ended up paying the $350 in rent to Miss Akins.
How long did you live there?
A year.
So I'm crossing out the part of your complaint that alleges that because of her conduct, you lost your Section 8 housing. You lost your Section 8 housing because you didn't qualify for it.
No, I still had it.
What I'm saying to you as a taxpayer, you shouldn't have had it. 3 adult people working in your household, and the rent is relatively minimal. $750 is a relatively minimal rent. It means that each of you were paying $200, about $200 a month rent. I'm certain that even with minimum wage jobs, that's a reasonable rent. Okay, so she filed several eviction notices against you. Mm-hmm. When, for the first time, did she file an eviction notice against you? And can I see the papers, please?
I found drugs in the kitchen.
No. You're not answering my question. My question was, when did she first file an eviction notice against you? Mm-hmm. That requires a date when she filed an eviction notice against you.
11/1. I have a few of them, Your Honor.
No, when was the first time? Just answer my question. When was the first time she filed an eviction notice against you?
October the 15th, I believe it was.
Okay. October of what year?
2022.
May I see it, please? The basis for it. Did you say October of 22 or September of 22?
October.
October. So a month after you moved in?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It was filed the 26th of October.
Okay.
21st, I'm sorry.
Okay. The hearing date was November 16th. This is what you allege. Illegal drugs in unit. Mm-hmm. Tell me about that.
Ms. Bell had called me saying that she had found fentanyl in the cabinets. This was done over a text message. She over text, between texting and calling. And she said that there was fentanyl in a sandwich bag. I have a picture of it. It's only in black and white, but.
Okay, so she called you and said she found drugs in the house?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and go ahead.
I didn't believe her because the house had been empty for 4 months before she moved in it. And it had been cleaned several times.
Miss Bell, let me tell you this. It doesn't make sense for her to call you and tell you that she found this bag of drugs in the house if they were hers. Do you understand?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
So I don't understand, as one of the causes to evict her, you say illegal drugs in unit.
That wasn't the first cause for trouble between her and I. The first was, and it was coupled together within maybe a 2 or 3 week span. So she was smoking in the unit. I had called her within 3 weeks of her moving into the unit. I had called the police on her twice already.
For what?
For threatening me, cussing me out, coming into the unit. I believe that she was coming up with reasons to try to get money out of me.
No. Okay. Well, when was the first time you had trouble with her?
It was October the 14th.
Okay.
That I called the police on her.
For what?
I called the police on her because she was fussing, yelling, and cussing and threatening to beat me up.
So something's going on between these two, and I feel like it's more than just finding a little baggie of something in the house. I think that these two were at odds with each other, and I feel like this woman here, she's had a rough go of life. You know, she has her 2 kids, she had to get Section 8 housing, and I really do believe that she's trying to get herself and her family to a better place. But that doesn't mean that the landlord's not, you know, telling the truth. I think that she might be telling the truth, that there is a little bit of a conflict between the two of them, and that there are reasonable reasons why she felt like it was time to evict her. But what's interesting is I don't know if there's a reason why she would call and say, hey, there's a bag of this stuff in my house. I just don't understand why she would do something that could be so incriminating to herself. So I don't get it so far, but maybe some of you guys would understand. I want to hear your thoughts on this. Do you believe that she was wrongfully evicted so far, or do you think that we just need more information? Because I think we need more information.
Do you remember what that dispute was about, Miss Bell?
The drugs in the kitchen cabinet.
That was about the drugs. Well, explain it to me.
When I called Miss Akins and explained to her about drugs being in my kitchen cabinet, I was convicted over 15 years ago for drugs. It was the way I chose, you know, to support me and my children. I made a vow that when I got taken away from my children, I would never do it again. So I haven't touched drugs. When I called Miss Akins and explained to her the situation, I felt like I was taken advantage of.
Do you think she knew that there were drugs in your house?
Honestly, I do.
Well, what would make you think that? Did she know about your history?
She does.
Did you tell her?
She's a friend of my aunt.
This is a problem, Miss Akins, this first eviction notice. I don't know what antisocial behavior is, breaking the lease. What is that? Because illegal drugs, I don't believe, were hers. The house may have been vacant for 4 months, but it's also possible that somebody else got in there. There is no question in my mind that she would not call you and tell you that she found drugs in the house.
Your Honor, can I just say that the house was a Section 8 house. The house had been inspected several times.
I don't care. I don't
By
care.
the inspector?
I don't care. I don't know what the inspector did, whether he opened up cabinets or whatever. It just doesn't make sense for the plaintiff to call you and tell you that she found drugs in the house, especially since she didn't want to move then. She didn't want to move out of the house. So why would she call you and say there are drugs in the house? I mean, I can understand if she called and said, listen, there are drugs in the house and I don't like what's going on here, so I want to move. But it doesn't make sense for her to call you.
She didn't say she wanted to move.
No, I said to you, it doesn't make sense for her to call you. Okay, so illegal drugs, forget it. Disturbing the peace, that's when you got into an altercation with her about the drugs in the house, and
Yes,
I can see she's emotional about that. Antisocial behavior is a very large thing, so any judge would have thrown out this complaint, which I assume that they did because it was nonsense.
Yes.
Okay, so we have one nonsense eviction notice. When was the next eviction notice?
The next one was 11/1.
When was the next eviction notice you filed against her, Miss Akins?
I filed that personally. I hadn't had a lawyer at an attorney
I don't care
at the time.
whether you had a lawyer.
So the
It's
next-
nonsense. And
Right,
it was,
so I do believe the next one was in November.
okay.
I do believe the next one was in November because I had filed that one incorrectly.
Okay, may I see it, please? Thank you. Okay, so this one says non-payment. Did you pay your rent in December?
Yes, ma'am.
What non-payment did you sue her for?
Keela was constantly late with the...
She only lived there for 2 months at the time.
Right, so...
She lived there October, November, and this was filed December 6th. So what non-payment?
She was late with that month's rent.
Just a
then I filed
second.
non-payment.
This was filed December 6th.
December 6th. Right, rent is due on the 1st.
Okay. Did you get paid from Section 8?
Yeah, I do believe.
Just a second. So you got paid from Section 8, and at that time, Section 8 was paying the vast majority of it. She
Yes,
was
ma'am.
only paying $87. So there had to be another reason that you were moving to evict her, other than this minuscule payment, and it was only the 6th of the month.
It was also about her pit bulls.
Judge Judy is totally on to something here because, to be honest with you, I don't understand why she would send an eviction notice on December 6th. It was filed literally a couple days after when rent is due, and I feel like a lot of the bills I even pay, whether it's to the electric bill, the water bill, they have a 5-day grace period. So she was just on it. And so I believe that she's looking for reasons to get her out of the house. And it could be a number of reasons. And we don't know what the number of reasons are, but we'll find out, I'm sure. But I feel like this landlord is just trying to get her out. She doesn't want her living there anymore. And I don't get why. This woman, yeah, she's got a history, but that doesn't mean that you can just rip her out of her home with her 2 kids and try to get someone else in there. So I feel like this situation is going to resolve, but what do you guys think so far? Are you on the landlord side or are you on the tenant side?
Right. I had asked her when we set up the lease, and I met with her, before she moved in, she told me she had a dog, and I accepted Keela. The only way that I accepted Keela was that if she had a kennel put in the backyard for her 2 pit bulls. I have a grandson.
Was it in the lease?
Yes, ma'am.
May I see the lease? Kevin, would you show this to Miss Bell, please, and ask her if that's her signature and that's the lease?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so when you moved in, you knew you had to have a kennel for your 2 pit bulls.
Yes, ma'am.
When did you put it in?
That week?
The week that you moved in?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
No, Your Honor. That didn't happen. She didn't move a kennel into the backyard until April of this year.
Your Honor, I've got a video.
I'd like to take a look
That's
at
from April of this year.
Miss Bell, just make sure that what you're showing me is 2 weeks after you moved in. Do you understand?
Okay.
Don't show it to me. Don't show it to me unless the kennel was put in within 2 weeks of your moving in.
Okay, this doesn't have a date, but this is her son attacking me when the kennel was being put in the backyard.
In April.
Just a second. Month and year.
Okay.
Listen to me carefully, Miss Bell.
Okay.
Let's not play with each other. Was the kennel put in April of 2023?
No, ma'am. The kennel was
When
put
was-
in October when I moved in.
Okay. And did you purchase the kennel? Did you purchase the kennel?
No, I did, but I bought it from a friend.
Miss Bell, you know we're in trouble here.
I don't have a receipt for it.
This last one was filed in December of 2022, and it alleges violation of the lease. Was the violation of the lease in 2022 that you're referring to the lack of a kennel in the house for the 2 pit bulls?
Yes, ma'am, that's part of it.
Well, the other one is utility shut off. What does that mean?
So her utilities had gotten shut off. When the gas company came back out to restore service, it done something to my hot water tank, to the hot water tank. She or someone with her lit a self-igniting hot water tank, right, that destroyed the hot water tank in the property. So I then had to shell out
I got a red tag.
almost $900 to replace the hot water tank.
So far, I don't believe that you put in a kennel when you moved in, so she's allowed to file this eviction notice. When was the next one? I want you to understand that I believe
Yes, ma'am.
that you didn't put in a kennel for the dogs
I hear you.
until April of 2023. You hear me?
So far, I have a hard time on being on anyone's side in this situation because I feel like when you are a tenant and you've gone through some tough times and you have Section 8 housing, there's going to be some tough times and you're going to need some grace when you're moving into your place. But this landlord here, she has a property that is Section 8 housing, and she decides that it's not going to be easy for the person moving in. Now, I get it. When someone has dogs and they're vicious dogs, you want a kennel in the backyard. But at the same time, I do feel like she's being a little bit spicy about getting her out. And I haven't heard anything yet that makes me feel like this woman deserves to be evicted time and time again. And so I feel like I'm not on her side quite yet, but it looks like Judge Judy might be ruling in the landlord's favor. Perhaps. What would you guys say? Do you think that the landlord should win this?
I want you to understand that I believe
Yes, ma'am.
that you didn't put in a kennel for the dogs
I hear you.
until April of 2023. You hear me?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Okay. When was the next one?
The next is so many, Your Honor.
Oh, that's okay. I'm telling you, you were still there and you didn't put in a kennel until April of 2023. You were in violation of your lease for a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
You
what
were in
it said.
violation of your lease for a very long time. Because I wouldn't like to live next door to you with 2 pit bulls roaming around the backyard.
Right.
Anything else?
Not with the eviction.
Great. So your next cause of action is slander, defamation of character. Tell me what that was.
She made a few Facebook posts using my name,
In what way?
saying how much I owed in rent, saying that I was unable to pay it. And then there's another one where she said that I tore her house up.
That's what she's counterclaiming for.
Yeah.
So far, none of that is slanderous. Yeah, she lets her animals tear up the property. Miss Bell,
Yes, ma'am.
she says back here in August of this year, she lies about it, but fails to inform the magistrate landlord she lets her animals tear up the property. But does she want repairs done? No. Why, you say? She engineers lies on Facebook to justify her actions and not giving me access to the property so it can look like I'm not doing the repairs.
What she put on Facebook.
Yeah, I know it's what you put on Facebook. Your case is dismissed. All right, so we're finished with you. Money owed for defamation, property damage. How did she damage your property? That's all I'm interested in.
She lit the self-igniting hot water tank.
Okay, what else?
Like, I had the attorney's fees from her.
What attorney's fees?
The
For
attorney's fees about this case. They were $875.
For what?
For
What case are you talking about?
I'm talking about the small claims court case. And we also talked about tenants issues. We talked about, what I would be liable for. She filed an
All
answer.
right,
for
very,
this
very
case.
nice. It's all very, very nice. You're living someplace else now?
Yes, ma'am.
You have another tenant in the house?
No, ma'am. She hasn't released tenancy from the property, which is why I have to keep putting notices on the door. So I can stay legal.
Stop for a second. What do you mean she hasn't released?
She hasn't given me the keys back to the property. She hasn't told me that she was moving from the property. My attorney called and, made contact to ask and had me ask her, and she hasn't moved anything.
You mean she still has property there?
Oh, yes, ma'am. She still has property there.
What does she have?
She has a bed, a dresser.
Just a second. Do you still have any property that you want in the house?
No, ma'am.
You don't?
No.
When you moved out, did you leave things of yours there?
No.
What about a bed?
No.
A dog?
What?
She left the dog there for 10 days with no heat and said that I exposed the dog to 20-degree weather on Facebook. She said that.
Did you leave a dog there?
No, ma'am.
You took a dog with you?
Yes.
Okay, you have any proof?
I have both.
Did she have 3 dogs?
I have 2.
No, did she have 3?
She actually had 9. She had 2 dogs. Those dogs had puppies, and she ran a little farm out of my house.
Listen to me. You've both submitted yourself to my jurisdiction.
Yes.
Say nothing. She has now gone from the house. I find that she is acknowledged that she is no longer a tenant of yours.
Cool.
Anything in the house that you do not want to keep, that you think was hers, you can dispose of. Sell it, throw it away, change the locks on the door, the tumbler. If she didn't give you the keys back, change the tumbler. I will prepare that order, and I will sign it, and you agree with it,
Yes,
correct?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
She's going to dispose of any property that's there. She's going to change the tumbler this week, because
ma'am.
he should do that anyway.
Yes.
Okay?
She don't own the house.
I don't care who owns the house. She was your landlord. That's what she says. So if she wants to do that, she can do that. But you have nothing there that you claim is yours anymore, and you are no longer a tenant in that house.
Correct.
So whoever owns the house can get rid of whatever they want, can change the locks on the doors. Do you understand?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Perfect. We're finished. We'll prepare the order for you. Thank you.
Wait.
Bye.
This court is adjourned.
Overall, I think it was fair.
I like Judge Judy. I think that she is fair, which is why I agreed to come.
It was ongoing harassment, the everyday coming home with a paper posted to the door.
I got a 24-hour notice that I put on the door so I could go in and check the heat and discovered that she had left the dog there after she had moved, after she had transferred her utilities.
The only dog that was in the house was her.
She left the dog there 10 days.
My daughter was burned by a stove that was on the property, 3rd-degree burns.
You know, I'm sorry your daughter got hurt, if she got hurt. I wasn't there. I think stoves are usually user-friendly.
She said that she's not on the lease, so she wasn't going to replace it.
The stove was her responsibility.
I will never rent from her again, and hopefully anybody that sees it runs.
I am so elated that she's gone.
I'm just in a better place.
What I would say is, America, you know, don't do drugs.
So this case ended up kind of sort of being dismissed, but the landlord ended up getting what she ultimately wanted, which was her to release tenancy. I don't understand why we have so many laws in this country that are in so much support of tenants, where they can just stay there, leave there, not hand over the keys, and then a landlord who owns the property just can't have access to the property that they're trying to make a living off of. I just find that to be really strange. Another thing that I find really strange is when somebody is, working full-time jobs, the other people that are living in the home have full-time jobs, and they're getting assistance from the government. I don't know why that assistance should be continued if, someone else who can't work or is struggling to work or doesn't have multiple people living in the house to get, payment, like a single mother or a mother with young children. I don't understand. They need the money more than this person did, in my opinion. I feel like I'm happy with this judgment. I do think that we need to learn as a culture and community and just society what the word slander means. Everyone thinks that just because I don't like what someone said about me, it's slander, and that's just not the case. I've seen this so many times where someone's suing for slander and then it's not even slander. So I want to know your thoughts on this case. Leave your comments down below. What are your thoughts? What do you think about the situation? I'd love to look at them.